Improving your English speaking skills can seem like a big task, but with the right approach, it becomes manageable and even enjoyable. One of the most effective ways to start is by immersing yourself in the language. Immersion means surrounding yourself with English in your daily life. For example, you can watch your favorite movies or TV shows in English, listen to songs, podcasts, or audiobooks, and read books, articles, or blogs. When watching movies, try turning on subtitles to match what you hear with how it's written. Over time, you'll notice patterns in pronunciation, sentence structure, and common phrases, helping you understand how native speakers naturally use the language. A practical example of immersion is watching sitcoms like Friends or The Office, where you can pick up conversational English. These shows often use everyday vocabulary and idiomatic expressions. Pay close attention to how characters interact and try repeating their lines to mimic their tone and rhythm. This practice is not only fun but helps you get comfortable with conversational English. Speaking every day, even for a few minutes, is crucial. If you don't have someone to practice with, speak to yourself. Narrate your daily activities. Say, while cooking, describe the steps in English, I'm chopping vegetables, or I need to boil water. Talking to yourself helps you think in English, which is an essential step toward fluency. You can also practice shadowing. For example, listen to a podcast, pause after a sentence, and repeat it exactly as the speaker did. This technique improves your pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. Listening is just as important as speaking. Focus on how native speakers emphasize certain syllables, pause between ideas, and use intonation to convey emotions. For instance, when listening to a podcast, note how the speaker stresses words like important or absolutely to add emphasis. Mimicking these patterns will help your speech sound more natural. Songs can also help. Try singing along to your favorite tracks. This not only enhances your pronunciation but makes learning enjoyable. Mistakes are a natural part of learning, so embrace them instead of fearing them. For example, if you mispronounce a word during a conversation, acknowledge it, correct yourself, and move on. Remember that even native speakers make mistakes. What matters is your willingness to keep trying and learning from them. Building your vocabulary strategically is another essential step. Instead of learning random words, focus on phrases related to your interests or daily life. For instance, if you love cooking, learn vocabulary like ingredients, recipe, and bake. Use these words in sentences like, I need to buy ingredients for the recipe. Repetition helps cement them in your memory. Apps like Anki or Quizlet are great tools for creating personalized flashcards to review new words. Working on pronunciation is key to sounding like a native speaker. Focus on sounds that are difficult for you. For example, if you struggle with the th sound in words like think or that, practice in front of a mirror to see how your tongue moves. Online tools and pronunciation apps can help you compare your speech with native speakers. Tongue twisters like, she sells seashells by the seashore, are also a fun way to improve articulation. Learning to think in English is another game changer. For instance, instead of translating, I need to go to the store, from your native language to English, try forming the thought directly in English. Start small, with simple objects around you. When you see a chair, think chair instead of translating it. Gradually, this will become second nature, helping you speak faster and more fluently. Speaking with others is invaluable for real-world practice. Join online platforms like language exchange apps or attend conversation meetups. For example, you might find a partner on apps like Tandem or HelloTalk, where you can practice with native speakers or other learners. Talking to different people exposes you to various accents and styles of speaking, making you a more versatile communicator. Technology is your best friend on this journey. Apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or Speakace offer speaking exercises and pronunciation tips. AI-powered tools can simulate conversations, giving you the chance to practice even when you're alone. Recording yourself while speaking is another excellent way to track progress. For instance, record a short story or describe your day, then listen to it and note areas for improvement. Consistency is the foundation of success. Set aside time daily for speaking, listening, and practicing vocabulary. For example, dedicate 15 minutes each morning to shadowing a podcast and another 15 minutes in the evening to writing about your day in English. Celebrate small milestones, like successfully ordering food in English or completing a book without needing a dictionary. Emma's story illustrates how these techniques can transform your English skills. Growing up in a non-English speaking town, she struggled with basic communication. She started her journey by watching English movies with subtitles, replacing her favorite local shows with English ones. At first, she only understood a few words, but with time, she recognized patterns and learned new phrases. Listening to podcasts became a daily habit for Emma. She paused after each sentence, repeated it, and mimicked the speaker's tone. This not only improved her pronunciation but boosted her confidence. To practice speaking, Emma narrated her day in English and joined online groups to converse with others. Though nervous at first, these conversations gave her real-world practice and the courage to keep improving. Instead of memorizing grammar rules, Emma learned grammar in context. For example, she noticed how tenses were used in movies and books and applied them in her speech. She also carried a notebook to jot down new words and used them in sentences to reinforce her learning. Over time, Emma started thinking directly in English, which made her speech more fluent and natural. Emma's dedication paid off. After months of practice, she was able to confidently converse with native speakers, watch movies without subtitles, and even travel abroad using English alone. Her journey shows that with consistent effort and smart strategies, anyone can achieve fluency and fulfill their dreams. By applying these tips and drawing inspiration from Emma's story, you can create your own path to fluency. Stay consistent, enjoy the process, and remember that every step brings you closer to speaking English like a native.